What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Site Black YouTube channel. They call me Shy, and today we got another non-music reaction video. And today we reacted to the top black selling musicians over the decade by the History Channel. So I'm excited to get into this. Before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video that I drop. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what they're talking about. Top selling black musician.
Black artists have been trailblazing in the American music industry since, well, always. From Duke Ellington to Queen Bee, the artists on this list have set the gold and platinum standard. We're counting down the top-selling black music artists in every decade. Turn your speakers up and get ready to bump the hits.
Oh, they playing the songs too? Oh, I might get strike. Let's see. And this is a good way for me to like see, the who's who of, who's relevant, who's the big names of their times.
Kicking off our list in the 1920s, bow down everyone, it's Bessie Smith, Empress
Man,
of the Blues.
I can't even fathom the 20s. Like what is that even? Like how do you like what is that time period even like?
Known for her rich voice and confidence, Bessie preferred to sing without a microphone. Her powerful vocals just did not need it. In 1920, she moved to Philadelphia and was soon signed by Columbia Records. Just 3 years later, Bessie released Downhearted Blues and sold over 2 million copies, a massive hit for 1923. Bessie's soulful tunes focused on topics like poverty, oppression, and unrequited love. So, the blues. Throughout her career, Bessie put out 160 recordings and was the highest paid black entertainer of her day. She remains influential and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989.
Why it take so long to get into the Hall of Fame? Like, that's like, what, 89? That's like 70 years, almost 70 years after the 20s. Probably like 60 something, but, yeah.
From the Empress of the Blues to the Duke of Big Band Jazz, it's Duke Ellington. A child prodigy who grew into an iconic composer. Ellington worked as a big band leader throughout the 1930s, selecting his musicians because of their individuality and cultivating a style that would become known as the American music sound. His band toured the globe, and Ellington himself would go on to compose thousands of songs, including scores for stage and film. The man made a lot of music. Ellington has won hundreds of awards and was inaugurated into dozens of halls of fame in his lifetime. Can't argue with that.
Wait, they didn't say his top selling. Oh, I was gonna say, they didn't say the figure? I want to know the figure.
Before the ink was dry on a new decade, the Ink Spots were making headlines as the group who would usher in the age of doo-wop.
Now, I never heard of them. I heard of Duke Ellington. I don't know if I heard of the First Lady, Bessie Smith. It sounds familiar, but I heard of Duke Ellington. I think wasn't he a figure in the Harlem Renaissance? But I never heard of these people, the Ink Spots.
By the time the 1940s rolled around, the Ink Spots were on their way to being one of the first black groups to cross over and reach both black and white audiences, with hits like I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire and To Each His Own. Their sound became a massive hit, rocketing them to the top of the charts and paving the way for legendary doo-wop, R&B, and Motown groups like The Temptations. Through the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Ink Spots mark lives on in the pages of history.
Do you guys like The Temptations? I haven't reacted to them on the channel, and I know they're a pretty respected group throughout history, so I wonder if you guys want to hear me react to some of them. But let's get it. Fats Domino.
The 1950s ushered another child music prodigy onto our list. The big man with the big beat, Fats Domino.
Oh, Domino.
Fats began playing piano
Tried to give it a
and blossomed into
tried to give it an accent.
Artists of the
Domino.
1950s. His first record, The Fat Man, rocketed to the top of the R&B charts, selling over 1 million copies. Throughout the decade, Fats continued to put out dozens of chart-topping hits like Ain't That a Shame and Whole Lotta Lovin', and audiences were not ashamed of loving it. His career would go on to become legendary, touting over 25 gold singles and 65 million records sold. Fats left his mark on the industry, receiving the Grammy's Lifetime Achievement Award and a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986.
Okay. The Supremes.
Next up, the Supremes. Name a more iconic group of the 1960s. Go ahead. We'll wait. Formed in 1959, the Supremes were the leading female group for Motown Records throughout the following decade. In the early days, they struggled, but the group struck gold when they made Diana Ross lead singer in late 1963. They would go on to become the most successful female vocal group ever, with singles like Baby Love, Stop in the...
Anybody who familiar with this time period, like what was it about Diana Ross that made them, take over or take off? Because they said they were struggling at first until Diana Ross, became lead singer. So what is it about her?
Name of Love and You Can't Hurry Love. Yeah, they sang a lot about love. Their 1966 album, Supremes A Go-Go, became the first from a female group to reach #1 on the Billboard 200, and the Supremes would go down in history as an iconic group of dream girls.
Oh, is that what the movie Dreamgirls is based off of? Their group? That's interesting. Stevie Wonder. He's a very familiar face with this channel. Everybody likes Stevie Wonder on this channel. So shout out to Stevie Wonder. I didn't know he was the guy though. I didn't know he was the top selling one. I thought Marvin Gaye. I thought I heard that in my comment section that somebody said Marvin Gaye was the top selling of the 70s. But Stevie Wonder, man, hey, shout out to him.
Yet another child prodigy topping the charts. Stevie Wonder became blind shortly after birth, but by the age of 10, had taught himself how to play piano, harmonica, and drums, as well as sing. He was soon awarded a Motown recording contract, a wonder kid indeed. In 1971, Stevie negotiated his contract with Motown to allow him near complete control over his music.
Oh, somebody had mentioned that in the comment section as well, that he ended up negotiating and got control. Because, the last album I reacted to, I was kind of talking about how his album seemed more experimental. And it kind of aligned with the Marvin Gaye story too, where it's like, they was kind of renegotiating their music so they can, explore what they wanted, things that was more endearing to their personalities and who they were as artists. So that's interesting.
And the hits began erupting out of him, including Superstition and You Are the Sunshine of My Life. He's remained a
shout out to Superstition. Go watch my reaction to that on the channel.
Powerful force in the industry for the last 50 years and has been a prominent social activist. He's a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and winner of over 20 Grammys. Using his music, he's raised awareness for the civil rights movement, the AIDS crisis, and...
Man. And then we reacted to that as well, the MLK, his contribution to that. I seen something on Twitter where people was talking about, like, I guess it's an argument on Twitter about who is the better artist. They was talking about, or R&B artists, and who would win in a versus. I think this is off of the back of the Master P versus Birdman, No Limit versus Cash Money versus that just happened. There was like who's the king of R&B, and they put Stevie Wonder next to R. Kelly. You know what I mean? R. Kelly, controversial figure, but he made great music though. You know what I mean? But I was like, man, hold on, man. Like people really think R. Kelly can beat Stevie Wonder, man. Like, is that like, I don't know, man. I just found that hard to believe, and people was really arguing that. You know what I mean, on Twitter. So yeah, that's interesting. But back to the video.
Disability rights, and even spearheaded the campaign to make MLK Day a national holiday.
Yeah, that.
Even today,
I react
Wonder
to it.
Kid Stevie is still rocking stages at age 70.
Oh, there you go.
The 80s were dominated by the king of pop, the one
MJ.
and only Michael Jackson. After ditching his
Different,
siblings in
man,
the wildly
different.
successful 70s group, the Jackson 5, Michael released 5 solo albums, all before the age of 21. He was the hottest star of the era and was about to get even hotter. In 1982,
Solo?
Jackson released his 6th solo album, excluding compilation albums.
Bro, I never heard a Michael Jackson solo album before 21. Like that's like wow. He got 5 of them. Like, are you serious? I know about his early things with I think he was in a group with his brothers, the Jacksons. But I didn't know he was solo. Like what?
Thriller and the music industry and Halloween were never the same. Thriller received 8 Grammys and charted for 80 weeks, spending 37 of them at #1, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time.
Bro, how do you compete? Oh, Mariah Carey. Bro, Mariah Carey dominated the 90s like that? So she was the girl. Like, she was the it girl in the 90s, man. Dang. Okay.
The self-proclaimed Queen of Christmas.
Queen
No
of
one
Christmas.
can hit a high E note quite
Oh,
like the next.
and Christmas coming up, you guys. So I'm gonna need you guys to like leave suggestions in the future about like which holiday records I need to react to. They say Mariah Carey, the Queen of Christmas, so you know maybe it's gonna be a lot of Mariah Carey in there. I don't know.
Next iconic artist on our list, Mariah Carey. Making her debut in 1990, Mariah quickly bagged herself a couple of Grammys in 1991 for Best New Artist and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance.
They would call her if she came out today and did that. As soon as she came out, they would call her an industry plant. They were like, that's too quick, man. She getting rewarded too quick, man. She getting Grammys and stuff. You know, as a rookie, as a sophomore. You know, so she, you know, coming out in that time, that benefited her.
She would go on to pack the 90s with dozens of hits, but it was her 1994 Christmas album with the record-shattering All I Want for Christmas Is You that would elevate her career to first-name-only legendary status. Mariah continues to release hit albums regularly, and the ever-popular All I Want for Christmas Is You hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 again in 2019, 25 years after its release. Proving yet again, Mariah can hit the high notes and stay there. Another first-name-only modern-day legend on our list.
Beyonce.
Bow down.
I thought Beyonce was more so the two. Like I know Beyonce, we all know Beyonce, like right, like. But I thought her success came more recently, like in 2010s and stuff. That's when she started to become like big. I didn't know the 2000. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I did know. I don't know. Because Beyonce was. Never mind. I did know because she was big. She was big. I ain't gonna lie. Like just growing up in that era, like she was everywhere. So yeah. Okay. I'll give her that.
It's Beyonce. After rising to fame in the 90s with Destiny's Child, Beyonce went solo in 2003, and audiences fell crazy in love. B was a hitmaker. Over the next decade, she would rack up dozens of chart-topping singles, making her a shoo-in for Billboard's first Millennium Award. Today, Beyonce's 25-year career is more dominant than ever, boasting over 160 million records sold, 24 Grammy wins, and the much-deserved title of Queen Bee.
Drake.
Truly only
Shout
one
out to
person
Drake,
has
man.
ever had what it takes to make the successful jump from acting on a Canadian teen drama to
Drake the
charting
best.
#1
What it
hit
is?
singles in just a few short
Best-selling
years.
black musician.
Drake is taking care of the next spot on our list. Like he mentioned, Drake went from 0
That's
to
big,
100
man.
real quick in 2010 when his first studio album, Thank Me Later, debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. A few years later, his album Views became the first by a male solo artist in over a decade to top the Billboard 200 charts for more than 13 weeks. Drake released hits through the rest of the 2010s and is sure to continue the trend. As he said, it's far from over.
That's interesting. Drake, man, he a hit maker, man. That's one thing you can't deny. Does that elevate him in hip hop conversations, though? I don't know. It definitely elevate him in pop conversations. That's gonna be a controversial take, but you know, hip hop and pop, those two different things, man. You can't judge, you know, hip hop by pop standards because obviously the 90s was the golden standard of hip hop. You know what I mean? And then what we seen in the 90s, Mariah Carey was the biggest. You see what I'm saying? She ain't a hip hop artist. You know, she collaborated with hip hop artists, but like, she was an R&B singer, and that's kind of been consistent throughout this list. But it's like you get to the 2000s, now you got hip hop acts as the number one, but you can't necessarily like Cardi. And here we got Cardi B in 2020s. Like you can't consider Cardi B the greatest rapper just because you see what I'm saying, she outselling everybody. But that's up to people's individual interpretations. So.
We couldn't mess with this next top-selling female artist if we wanted to. You know it's Cardi B. Cardi hit the scene in 2017 with the release of her single, Bodak Yellow, which quickly reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went triple platinum. Shiny. 2 years later, she leveled up, nabbing a Grammy for her debut album and hitting #1 again for her single, I Like It, making her the first female rapper to reach #1 twice. In 2020, Cardi collabed with Megan Thee Stallion on yet another chart-topping and record-breaking single, WAP, which stands for... never mind. In just a few years since her mainstream debut, Cardi has taken over the game, and she shows absolutely zero signs of stopping. From the sultry...
Wait, I thought it said black musicians. Because does Cardi B identify as black? I don't know. I don't know. But, yeah.
Sounds of Bessie Smith to the hard rhymes of Cardi B. These artists have kept us singing, or poorly rapping, along for decades. Until next time, turn up the volume, kick back, and go stream All I Want for Christmas for the 100 billionth time.
This is a very interesting list, and I really enjoyed this video, like even more so than the videos I've reacted to in the past of this nature. And clearly through you got to be a hit maker to be the best selling. You know what I mean? Like you got to put them records up, man. Like you got to have them tough tunes and tough records. So yeah, like I really enjoyed this video. Obviously, you got to be able to cross over too. Like that's one thing. Like you can't just be a like urban type of like. Obviously, this is focused on black musicians, but you can't just appeal to black audiences. You got to cross over. You got to be able to cross over and things like that. And these artists probably did the best of that out of anybody else. You know what I mean? Especially like Michael Jackson and Mariah Carey and Drake. Yeah. So even the Supremes, like when they was coming up, that was the thing too. Like they were pretty much. I feel like they were the first to get to that level. You see what I'm saying? To be able to cross over in the 60s. That's when, from what I know, as far as like the music industry, that's when black artists were, during the civil rights era, they were starting to be more accepted in the mainstream. So, but yeah, like this is really interesting. If you guys got any more you want me to react to like this, send them to my email. Like videos like this, you want to send them to my emails. Obviously, like if you've been following this channel long enough, I do music reactions. But you can leave the comments to the music reaction. Not just write them down on a list. But for these, I want the link. So, send them to my email in the comment section below. But also, I want to give a special shout out and a special thank you to my Patreon members: Lena Pond, Queen Momo, Tony Campbell, Sonya, Mikey Lehigh, Carnesada Taco, and Sylvia Walker. Appreciate you guys. You guys keep this channel running. You keep this movement going. And if you want to join our community over at Patreon, the link is in the description box and the comment section below. But that's it for this one, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with anybody you think will find this fascinating. And hope you guys have a great day, and peace.